Hello, everyone. How about that trailer?
Yeah!
Welcome to the third and penultimate showing of Cartoon Underground. And this is a cool one. This is a really cool one. I'm Zane Kordich. I put together this series to highlight weird, transgressive, suitably underground animations that I don't think you have the chance to see screened otherwise. And today we have a double hitter of early 2000s 3D animation that is really cool. So the first one we're going to see is a 2005 short by Vince Collins called Unofficial Reality. And Vince Collins is an independent animator from San Francisco that, going way back to the 70s, made some really trippy psychedelic animations, some of which are pretty famous, like Euphoria and Alice in Wonderland. And then in his 50s, he just transitioned to making digital 3D animation, which is pretty crazy. It's a pretty big jump to make after you've been making stuff for 30 years one way. And what's interesting is he's another artist that, his work was dubbed psychedelic and all that, and that wasn't really his intention with his works. He said that he wanted to use animation as a way to come up with new transitions and montages and ways of portraying visual metaphor and puns in movies. And that really comes across in Unofficial Reality. It is, he describes it as a series of endless climaxes, and you'll just see the way objects morph and change into each other. It's really cool and fascinating and really funny. Like, I think about little parts from this short a lot, and I hope you get something out of it, because it's weird and cool. And then after that, we have our feature film from another California-based independent animator. It's a 2007 film called We Are the Strange that was made by a guy named M. Strange, and it is suitably strange. It was made basically by one guy. Like, there's a few other credited people. There's like a sound editor, another film editor, someone plays violin on the score, and then there's some voice actors. But otherwise, this is largely a one-man operation. And he made it on his nights and weekends while working at a furniture store in San Jose.
Cool.
Over the course of 3 years, which is crazy. Like, if you see some of the behind the scenes stuff, he's just in this basement room with a green screen and some puppets. And he made a movie. And it is a weird movie. And it's very rare a movie gives you the feeling where it's almost frightening that anything can happen. And that certainly happens in We Are the Strange. And I think that's unique and a special thing to feel when watching a movie. It premiered in 2007 at the Fantasia and Sundance Film Festivals. It won Most Groundbreaking Film at Fantasia, which damn well should.
Awesome.
And in early YouTube, it actually generated a lot of buzz. Like, the trailer, in a few months, got 500,000 views in 2007 on YouTube, which is not easy to do. That's
cool.
Really cool. And so then M. Strange, he had a lot of options after this. He could have got distribution for the movie. He could have worked for a big animation studio. And instead, he just went back to his little basement room and kept making movies like he had. He posted all of We Are the Strange on YouTube, where you can see it to this day for free. And he made a bunch of other features. He made one right after this called Heartstring Marionette. That's also fantastic, and I highly recommend seeking it out. And just recently, he made a game on Steam called Nightmare Puppeteer. It has this really fun, intuitive, weird interface where you can make movies that look like his movies. It's really cool.
What?
I highly recommend checking it out. And he also wrote this book called B-Book that talks about his upbringing, his artistic philosophies, and it is the best thing I've read about indie filmmaking, maybe ever. It's like there with the stuff I've read from John Cassavetes. And I think there's a strong kinship between John Cassavetes and M. Strange. They're both guys who didn't have a lot of resources, weren't part of a big studio or anything, and just through sheer force of will, made some really singular and special films. So if there's one thing I want you guys to take away from this whole Cartoon Underground series and stuff like that, is that these are movies made by people with not a lot of resources. So if you feel just some inkling to make something, you think, oh, but I'm not part of a studio, I don't have all the money. You just do it. Just little baby steps, start making little things, and before you know it, you will have achieved more than what you thought possible to begin with. So there's my little spiel. I hope you enjoy the movie. If you enjoy it, please come up to the lobby after. There will be some cool stuff. That's all I'm going to say.
Ooh.
And Also, come out to the last show of Cartoon Underground this Saturday at 9:30 p.m. as well for a Fleischer Studios retrospective. There'll be some Betty Boop shorts, Popeye shorts, and just they're way more weird and interesting than you'd expect. So please come out to that and enjoy a suitably strange experience.